Hello, my beautiful friends. Hope you're doing amazing. Today we're going to be getting ready together. I've got a couple new products to try, but we're mostly going to be talking about the birth story of my baby number 6, if that's something you'd be interested in. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Audrey. Thank you so much for being here. Please consider subscribing down below before you leave. We talk about makeup over here. I'm just a mom who loves makeup, and that's what we do. And if you're returning, hi, hello, welcome. I love and appreciate you, and let's get started. So, full disclosure, I do not know how to sugarcoat anything. So, if you're not ready to hear the nitty-gritty details of how the birth of my 6th baby went, then this is not the video for you. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you how it went and what happened. Also, I understand everybody has different opinions about birth and epidurals and medications and things like that leading up to, beforehand, all the things. Everybody has opinions on everything. But I would appreciate it if you kept your comments kind in the comment section. And if you're not kind, I'm just going to delete it and move on with my life. So, if you'd like to have a conversation, kindness is key. You know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. So, those are the two things I wanted to mention. I am going to be chatting, talking. So if I forget to mention any of the makeup that I put on my face, everything is linked in the description box. Affiliate links if you want to support the channel. Okay, let's get going. So, Danessa Myricks Glowy Skin Priming Facial Serum. Okay, so if you are new here, hi. Hello, I'm Audrey Michelle, and I make beauty YouTube videos, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I just gave birth to my 6th child. So I feel super out of practice with this filming thing. It probably took me like a good 30 minutes to an hour to get my whole setup all ready to go and collect myself and yeah, because it's been a minute. I gave birth, had our 6th baby. Her name is Maisy, M-A-Y-S-I-E, Maisy Lynn. I had her February 22nd. And as I'm recording, today is February 28th. So today was actually her due date. But you will probably see this video on Monday, March 3rd, because it's going to take me all weekend to get it edited the way that I want and then put up. So, baby number 6, Maisy. I have been talking about it, leading up to it. I mean, the whole pregnancy, I've been recording and filming and stuff, so, you know. Chanel Ultra Tint Velvet B10, shade B10. So, yeah, so if any of the lighting is weird, if the audio is weird, if anything's weird, it's because I'm out of practice and I gotta get back into it. I gotta get back into the swing of recording. So, I feel like the lighting is wonky, but I think it's okay. It's gonna be okay. So, okay, I have now I have a total of 6 birth stories, and every single one is completely different, and it blows my mind. It blows my mind. How can I have 6 births? I've given birth to 6 babies, and every single one of the stories is super, super different. So, Maisy, let's see, her due date was February 28th. I went into labor. I started having, okay, last time we talked, I was dilated to a 3. The last time I went to a doctor's appointment. And then, I went home after that doctor's appointment and, spent the whole day. So my appointment was on Thursday. That's right. So my appointment was Thursday. And Friday, February 21st, that was my 5-year anniversary with my husband. And we spent the day home with our kids, really waiting to see if Maisie was going to show up. She didn't until the next morning. So technically, so the 22nd, around 1 in the morning, I started to feel and have contractions that actually were not stopping and continuing to get more intense, right? Because leading up to that day, I was having contractions. Obviously, I was dilating. I dilated to a 3, but nothing was intense enough. It wasn't time to go to the hospital yet. This foundation has a weird finish. This Chanel foundation. It's different than my other ones, is what it is. So, 1 o'clock in the morning, starting to dilate. Starting to have contractions. I think, I'm starting active labor, right? So, we end up going to the hospital. Okay. 1 in the morning it started, and then I stayed home until about 3 because I had to make sure that it was actually what I thought it was. And I was in active labor because I did not want to be sent home. So 3 in the morning rolls around, and then I call my sister-in-law to come to the house to watch my babies because she is significantly closer than my mother, who is in a town that's like an hour and a half away. So Jade comes. She is waiting with the kids, and my mom is on her way. My mom, she ends up staying with all the rest of the kids while my husband and I are at the hospital. And Jade helps out, and they kind of tag team. So, we get to the hospital around 4 o'clock. I live 30 minutes-ish from the nearest hospital. So we get to the hospital at 4 in the morning. West Atelier Concealer, Atelier L1. So, hospital, I say, this is my 6th baby. So, that starts everything moving. Also, I forgot to mention in the beginning, I am not a doctor. So, the amount that I can explain the things that went down is just my amount of knowledge of what went down. So, there's a test that they test you for around like 36 weeks of pregnancy, and it's GBS, strep. So I've been, and I'm still not 100% sure what that is, but I've been negative all of my other 5 pregnancies, but this one was positive. They have to just give you an antibiotic before the baby is born to prevent the baby from getting this GBS strep. So I got there, told them this is my 6th baby. That gets things moving pretty fast. And then I also told them that I was GBS positive, so we got to get started on some antibiotics. And I have had an epidural with all 6 of my pregnancies, so I said I would like an epidural, please. So that starts everything. Everything's rolling, balls rolling. I'm dilated to a 4 when I got there, and yeah, I stayed at the hospital and got the epidural as soon as possible, got all of the medication, the GBS medication that I needed for them to figure that she will safely not get the GBS strep. So, I did end up getting all of that medication. Okay. Last pregnancy, okay, my last baby number 5, the labor and delivery lasted 4 hours total. Went to the hospital at 8, had a baby by like right after midnight, which is kind of what I had come to expect and what my doctor had come to expect, because every pregnancy, the labor and delivery was a little bit shorter every time. So, it just makes sense. But this labor was different. So, I've experienced, I think, at least from my understanding, what my doctor explained to me. I've experienced the 2 separate possibilities that can happen when you get an epidural. Because with the last baby, I had the epidural and then Makeup by Mario setting powder. I had the epidural, progressed super fast in my labor, and had a baby because my body was able to relax and dilate and baby. This pregnancy, I got the epidural probably, I mean, it was before 8 in the morning, so 6-ish, 6 a.m. I got the epidural, and then pretty soon after I received the epidural, I was dilated at a 7, and we were like, okay, it's going to be like last time. It's going to be real fast. Well, that's not what happened. The epidural actually made it so my contractions were like very, very weak. I was still having contractions, so I was still in active labor, but I was told like the strongest a contraction can be is like 200, and mine went down to like 15. So they were like little tiny cramps. So nothing was happening. I was not progressing how we thought, for sure, and not very fast. So we're going to try these. Never tried these. I forgot to mention, I did my brows off camera before we started. Merit Brow Combo, best. Okay, Westman Atelier Sun Tone Bronzing Drops in Soleil Parfait 1. So, I wasn't progressing at all. Very much. Like, really, 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 really slow. So, my doctor went ahead and broke my water. And then we were hoping, you know, that would make things speed up a tad bit. And it didn't. It didn't really. So, we ended up, because after, at least my understanding, not a doctor, after they break your water, there is only so long that, I mean, at least at my doctor, will allow you to sit in that state because there is, what brush am I use? There's a lot of risk for infection when you have, after you break your water, after your water breaks. So, she broke my water, hoping that it would help me progress. Did not help. So, we decided I was going to go on Pitocin, which is something they put in your IV to, that's the medication that induces labor. So if you go in for an induction, they start you on Pitocin. So I was on Pitocin, and they started at a 1, and then they I think they only turned it up to a 3, and it can go to a 10. So I was only at a 3 on the Pitocin, and that helped my contractions to kind of start doing what they were supposed to do again. And then so that happened. Okay. This is incredible. I love this. A lot. It looks so good. I gotta collect my thoughts on this for a second before we continue with the story. But that looks fantastic. This is a Sonia G mini base brush, and I like that bronzer a lot. So natural, so pretty. Okay. So, epidural, non-existent contractions, Pitocin upped the contractions. But at this point, okay, so this, we got there at 4 in the morning. Got the epidural around 6. Didn't have a baby until like 12:45. So, Tower 28 sent me 3 of their blushes. And we're going to use this one today in Semo Spritzer. So, oh my goodness. It's been a long time. Wow. So I start getting the Pitocin, I mean towards the end, right? But at this point, I'm not sure if my epidural started to wear off, or maybe my body has become kind of used to epidurals. I'm not quite sure what happened. But no matter what was happening with my body, I was starting to feel the contractions. And I was dilating 9 to a 10, and I was in more pain childbirth-wise than I have ever been in my life. Baby number 6. And I've done this a few times. So it was the most extreme pain I have ever felt. And I had an epidural, so that wasn't the plan. that was not welcome here. So, the team, the nurses, they got the doctor anesthesiologist who gave me the epidural, and he came and he gave me a bolus into the epidural IV in my back. So he bolused a lot of the medication into my back so we could finish the rest of the birth and not be withering and crying in pain, most pain I've ever felt in my life. So we did that, and then right as he gave me the bolus, Maisie's heart rate went down. And I mean, looking back at it now, I'm sure it was from the epidural and the bolus. And I'm getting close to pushing, and it's all the things mixed together. But the whole room, like, it felt like it froze. There was so much tension, and it was really intense. And I just put a little bit of this highlighter. But it was very scary, very, very scary. So once her heart rate went down, my doctor's like, okay, it's time to get a baby out. I pushed for like 7 minutes, which feels like forever when you're pushing a baby out of yourself. But I only pushed for 7 minutes. And then Maisy came out. But she was a little shocked. Obviously, the medication that I'd received, the epidural, had an effect on her. And it was a little shocking. But, so she came out, and she was kind of bluish purple, but she wasn't crying. She she was very, very quiet. She made a few noises, but there wasn't really that like I had experienced with my other babies, that cry and that they just continue to cry, right? They let out that first breath of air, and then they scream, cry, and they don't stop usually until they're on your chest or they're breastfeeding. It continues. She didn't do that. The nurses they kept calling her an anomaly because she was a very quiet baby. We had another baby, in the past that didn't really cry either. So it's like, it's a little weird, and it's a little, when you're in the moment, it's a little, concerning. But I'm going to try this baby out. But either way, I just knocked the speaker. Sorry about that. Either way, she was okay. It took her a minute. It took her a minute to adjust, and she didn't cry, but she was okay. So they brought her to my chest initially, but then they were like, she's not crying. She might have to go to the NICU. Does she have to go? So she's over in the little basket next to me, and they're trying to figure out, if she needed to go to the NICU. They decided at that point that she didn't. So after that, you know, they gave her to me, and she was with me, and Slade was there, and we were all together, and it was good. The scare that had just happened with the heartbeat had gone away, and we were like, cool, okay. So we were told, you know, since I got all the medication that I needed to get from, because of the GVS positive deal, I got all the medication. We went to postpartum, and you know, as we waited for my legs to get feeling again, we went to postpartum, and we continued our, you know, what you do for 24 hours after you have a baby. You're in the hospital. They're making sure that you're okay. They're making sure baby's okay. They're making sure, you know, baby's pooping and peeing and eating, and you're pooping and peeing and eating. All the things. Checking your vitals. Making sure that you're okay to go home. So we thought we were only going to have to stay 24 hours, and that's not what happened. So, I'm all good. I, you know, pass all my tests and do all my things, and I have to get a ROGAM shot in the hospital and before the birth. I forget when that's required. But I get a ROGAM shot because I am A negative blood. And super interesting. I think it's really cool. If you have a positive blood type baby and you have negative blood type, there's a chance that your body can create antibodies against that blood type, I think. So that's why I have to get a ROGAM shot. And I'm not sure what my husband's blood type is, but all of the biological children I've had with him have had a positive blood type, so we assume he's positive. That means that all of the babies that I've had biologically with Slade have been Coombs positive, meaning it just kind of affects their bilirubin, and they have a little bit of a harder time adjusting that bilirubin to good levels. I'm not even quite sure what bilirubin is, but we have to watch out for that. So, anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Bilirubin, she's Coombs positive. Last 4 babies have been Coombs positive. And that's just something we have to deal with. So, 24 hours rolls around, and I'm good to go. I get discharged. No big deal. But Maisy, first thing she did to cause a little bit of a riff, she failed her hearing test. But, I mean, we have to go take another hearing test end of March because she had some fluid left over in her ears from, we assume, you know, from while she was in the uterus. They test their ears to make sure they can hear the noises. One ear passed the first time, but the other one didn't. And then the other ear passes the next time, but then this ear didn't. So, they think the fluid just kind of got mixed around in there, and she's going to have to do another hearing test. Not a big deal. I'm sure she can hear. But there's that. Then she goes to her 24-hour check where they do all the checks. Because at 24 hours, I mean, the baby should be able to, like, have adjusted to the world outside of the uterus adequately, which makes sense. So they do that, and she did not pass. What color do I want to use? There is a test where they put like little sensors on their hands and their feet, and they tell them those little sensors tell them tell us if the blood is circulating well to their hands and their feet. And she failed the feet one. And then, after an hour, she failed the feet one again. So, they figured her lungs were not having the easiest time adjusting to world outside of uterus. So, she did an echo, and they didn't like the results of the echo, so they took her to the NICU and put her on 100% oxygen to help her lungs with that transition. So she ended up having to go to the NICU anyways, just not right after birth. So, NICU. Oh, so when babies are born, at least this is what my doctor explained to me. When babies are born, they have a little hole naturally in their heart. And this hole, when they're in utero, when they're in your uterus, this hole helps them bypass the need to breathe, right? Because they don't need to breathe inside. So when they come out, when they are birthed, and they take that first breath of, and then they scream and cry, which is what she didn't do, which I think happened-ish, maybe. But when she didn't do that, the hole didn't close. It's supposed to shut, like a flap, shut, and it didn't really shut. So she just needed a little more time and a little extra help to get that valve to shut. So, NICU, 100% oxygen. We were in the NICU for a couple days. So we got there on Saturday, gave birth on Saturday. We're hoping to go home Sunday. Didn't get to go home Sunday. Didn't get to go home Monday either. Got to go home Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon. So, that's what happened. She has to go and get another checkup. Another echo, excuse me. Just to get an echo at 6 months of age to make sure that everything has, continued to progress the way it should, with that issue that she had. Pulmonary hypertension is what they called it. So, but she ended up passing all those tests. Her oxygen looked really good. And yeah, we got to come home. We got to come home, but because her bilirubin, remember that thing that I talked about that we have an issue with because she's Coombs positive? Well, her bilirubin ended up, it kept going up. It wasn't going down, it kept going up, and they were like, you need to go see the doctor tomorrow and get it tested and make sure that it has gone down and is not getting worse. So we went to the doctor and got her bilirubin tested, and it was still continuing to go up. So that was Wednesday. Bilirubin still going up, but still not where it needs to be treated. And I believe the only treatment that they do for it is a UV light, a really intense light. Because it's something, it's what makes them jaundice and kind of yellowish. So you have to get them the light if it gets to a certain level. So she at first was at an 11, then a 13 at the hospital, a 13. Then she was at 15 on Wednesday. Then, because she hadn't gone down, we had to go and get her checked again on Thursday. And that was still a 15. So today, Friday, we had to go get her checked again. And today, she went from a 15 to an 11. So we've got it under control. All you really can do for the bilirubin, as far as I know, is make sure they're eating properly. She's on formula because that helps her to get that bilirubin out faster. The more she's pooping, the more she's peeing, gets that bilirubin out. And she spent a lot of time today sitting in the sun because there's something about the sunlight, I don't know, that makes the bilirubin go down. So that's what we did, and it worked. So the bilirubin has gone down. We're going to continue to do what we're doing until her 2-week check, which is what, it's at least what Idaho does. I don't know if it's different state to state or what, but oops, stabbed myself in the eye. So yeah, stick around for the end because she'll be in the bloopers at the end if you want to see what she looks like. She was born 7 pounds 2 ounces, which is the biggest baby I've ever had. Baby number 6, I think. So first baby, 6 pounds 6 ounces. Second baby, 6 pounds 12 ounces. Third baby, 6 pounds 7 ounces. Fourth baby, 6 pounds 6 ounces. Fifth baby, 6 pounds 12 ounces. And then fifth baby, 6 pounds 12 ounces. Sixth baby just now, Maisy, was 7 pounds 2 ounces. My only 7-pound baby that I've had. So, yeah. 7-pound baby. And, she was born, so today would be 40 weeks, and I'm not pregnant anymore. She made it to 39 weeks and 1 day, which is still full term. And, yeah. Let's see. Am I missing anything? I'm doing excellent. I don't have any stitches or anything. So I am doing wonderful. It's not even been a week. Today is 6 days and I'm good. I took a little bit of a break from teaching dance classes just because that requires me to do a lot of walking around and all the things, So I take a little bit of a break from that, and I have a wonderful, wonderful friend who's covering that for me. And yeah, I'm just doing great. She's doing great now too. We had a little bit of a scare, but she's good. I posted some pictures on my Instagram. If you're not following me over there, you should be. I post a lot of pictures on my stories over there. I really like the stories. But I posted pictures. All of her brothers and sisters got to meet her, and that was awesome. And it was awesome to get to come home after so many days. But yeah, it was good. It's good. Feeling very blessed, very tired, and super happy to be filming again. So, my husband, he gets to take a week off work, which is plenty, because this isn't my first rodeo. And really, with his job, he works at UPS and he goes to work super early in the morning. With his job, he's really gone most of the time when we're all asleep. So, when he's able to come home and help, we've only been up and doing stuff for a little while. So it's really, really nice. We're very lucky that way. This is the slow season 2. It's starting to get warmer outside, but in the summer he'll start painting and the odd side jobs that he does. But anyways, yeah, I think I got everything. I hope I got the whole story. I know it was a little all over the place. Welcome to my channel. Hey, I like to talk and tell stories and put on makeup. It's a fun time. Okay, but I think I'm done. I think this is the finished look. We're going to talk about these makeup products these new ones that I've never tried before. So, let me know, before I forget, if I didn't answer any questions that you had about the birth, how it went. Yeah. It's quite the story. I can't believe how they're all so different. If you're interested in hearing those other stories, those are fun stories. I like talking about it. So if you want to hear, let me know. Okay, new makeup. Oh my gosh. First impression, I mean, I knew I was going to love it, but I didn't know I was going to love it this much. There's always that little bit of fear, like, is it going to pick up my makeup underneath? And I was even a little concerned with the Chanel tint that I used, like, because it's weird. It's got a weird finish. I don't know how I feel about it. Still, like, it's good, but it's weird. It's got a weird finish. So, but these, oh my gosh, I can't wait to use them again. They're so nice. I love the color of them. I mean, the packaging's really pretty, but like the color of them, they're not too warm, they're not too cool, but they're a bronzing drop. I really like them. Wow. Love this. Okay. Blush. Tower 28, like I mentioned, sent me 3 of their new blushes to try. They have not been released yet. They're releasing March 12th, I think. But I really want to do a video for you guys where I compare the formula, try them out, show you the shades I got. I got to pick the shades that I wanted. And, you know, they're called a blurring blush. And I think it looks really blurring. I picked this color because it kind of matches my shirt. And it's a cool tone, and we kind of have more of a cool tone theme. And this looks incredible. I really like this a lot. Wow. So, I mean, it's a powder blush, but so far, it looks really nice. It's not too matte, too. I was a little worried about, too matte, but it doesn't look that matte. And the color pigment is good. Really pretty. Really like these. Oh, and I like the packaging. They're just so cute. Wonderful. Thank you, Tower 28, for sending those to me. Holy cow. And then this. I think this is the last new thing I had to try. This is the only one of the Charlotte palette of beautifying eye trends that I picked up. This one is the super neutral one. I really wanted to pick one up to kind of see what the packaging was like that everybody's freaking out about, and the formula before I picked up the other ones. And I really, really like this one. So I might pick up some more in the future if they're still around, because they are limited edition. So, yeah. I think that the look I created, I mean, it's beautiful. And it's a really good formula. Charlotte Tilbury, like this, they blended really well. They all really look nice. Very cohesive. And I could definitely spice this up if I wanted with some other palettes and things. But I really, really like it. It's really pretty. Very sophisticated. The lip is Lisa Eldridge 1N. Sculpt and Shape Pencil, and the Makeup by Mario Super Shine Lip Gloss in Midnight Mauve. Very cool toned going on over here. Okay, so that is... I also wanted to mention I did pick up the Natasha Denona Bloom palette. I have not been picking up a lot of new makeup for obvious reasons. I've been a little busy, but March is coming and we are going to get back into the swing of things. So, let me know. I'm about to make a Sephora order. Let me know if there's anything that you recommend me checking out. Any new products you've been loving that I should try. Anything you want to see my thoughts on new-wise. Let me know. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This was birth story number 6. Oh, I have 6 kids now. And yeah, it's good. Having a great time with it. Big family. Okay, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you. Give this video a thumbs up if you love videos like this, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! This is my Maisie girl. She has a little birthmark on her eye and a birthmark on the back of her neck. They're called stork bites, and like 4 of my kids have them. Turns out I have them. I have one, but I could never see it until I cut my hair short. She's sleeping. She is a whole 6 days old. 6 days. She's so new and tiny. Look at her little cherry outfit. Oh my goodness gracious, I love her so much. You don't have to wake up. They don't need you to wake up. Oh, there's an eyeball. So there's an eyeball. Hi. Oh my goodness. I love you. She smells so good. Okay.